What is going on, everybody? We're back again with another video. Today is Monday, February 16th, 2026. Today is a bank holiday, so no trades from me. I don't normally trade on bank holidays, wasn't seeing anything this morning. But I didn't recap Friday's trade, so I figured we would go ahead and, for the sake of just getting a video out, I could go ahead and recap that. It was a really quick trade on Friday. It was a good trade, super A plus. I don't have bar replay, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of kind of like back testing through the video, I'm just gonna base everything off of the 1 minute, because pretty much my entire trade was based off of the 1 minute alone. So coming into Friday, now obviously this is all going to be hindsight. This is going to be a quicker recap. I just want to go over it really quick because it was a super good trade, super obvious trade. So coming into Friday, we were in this 4-hour gap yet again, sweeping lows, sweeping lows, sweeping lows. We kept sweeping low after low after low. So these lows to me down here were very high resistance. I told myself coming into the day that I cannot see price willingly wanting to displace lower, because every time we come into this gap, we resweep the low and then we make a move higher. So I was actually coming into the morning after CPI, coming into open, we had left the data highs intact. So I wanted to see a move higher up to data highs. Now, typically speaking, when you're looking at these data high plays, you want to see price move lower before moving higher. That's how the market works. But we had continuously tried to put in the low point inside of this gap, and we just kept failing to make that the low inside of it. So coming into open, when I noticed that data highs were still intact, I thought that 930 was going to pop up. We were going to get a data high play, and then potentially up to the 4-hour gap, maybe up to a daily imbalance, maybe even lower down to data lows. But I wanted to see data highs get swept. So when I have a draw that I have that much conviction in, that I want to see get hit before making a decision off of, I am going to do exactly that. I'm going to wait for it to get hit. So at 9:30, I see that we start trading higher. It looks like we're going to go sweep, but we don't. We end up just rolling over, selling off, falling down into sell side, sweeping out these relative equal lows right here inside the 4-hour. And then I believe at this point we had a external SMT. I could be wrong, but I want to say that we did. I want to say that we had an SMT down here, and then it was genuinely like, this was a few minutes into open, and this is where the trade came from. This is how trades should be. They should be this ridiculously simple. So what I was looking for was, now that we have swept sell side, I did not want to see price go any lower than this. I didn't want to see price rebalance any further. I didn't want to see price go seek out any external liquidity. I wanted to see this quick internal sweep. Now that we had moved away from data highs but kept them intact, I told myself, if I'm to be bullish up to data highs, I want to see price sweep out the sell side and immediately just V-shape back into the range. I don't want to see price come down, stall out, move sideways. Now that we have flushed all our lower objectives and we still left this intact, I only want to see this get hit. So all my eyes were on data highs. And I saw this 1-minute gap down here, and at the time, after a move like this, after just a pretty aggressive move lower, I'm not just going to take the first 1-minute gap that gets offered. So I was waiting for a 2-minute, a 3-minute, maybe even a 5-minute. But the second we leave this 1-minute gap, this candle rips through it. Not only rips through this one, but also rips through the first presented gap as well. So we close out that first 1-minute gap, we inverse the first presented, and in doing so, we closed out the 2-minute, the 3-minute, and the 5-minute that was forming. So there was nothing holding price back at this point other than this like 1-minute order block. So what I did is, the second I saw that, this was probably the most obvious trade I've seen in a hot minute. I went ahead and entered on close, and then I just targeted the data highs, and then I was going break even at the internal leg high. And the reason that I didn't recap this is because I was kind of frustrated. I meant to, or I think this break even point was different. I at some point I meant to put a take profit up at this high, and instead of putting a limit sell, I ended up just market selling three of my contracts. So I took a half size win. it ended up still being a decent win. Yeah, you can see 805. So it was a half size win for what I was shooting for. But it was definitely a something I wasn't too happy about. So I didn't end up recapping it. I ended up just saying I would do it later. Never got around to doing it. But the setup itself was great. I mean, we had the obvious displacement higher, closure through the gaps, entered on close, and then it was a pretty much two candle move to take profit. So that's pretty much all there was there. Now coming into today, we'll go ahead and just do a quick little recap. I am bearish on the week, super bearish on the week. If I go to the higher time frames, like the daily, you can draw your fib out. Mind all the drawings here, but you can draw your fib tool from the high to the low of this leg, and you can see on the higher time frames, all this was really a pullback up to equilibrium, rebalancing the 4 hour and the daily, and then it seems like we're getting a continued sell-off lower. So I really want to be bearish down to this low this week, down here, this liquidity pool. Now coming into the day, I told myself I want to be bearish. I want to be bearish. It's a bank holiday. I don't really have any expectations anyways. If I am going to see anything, I want to see shorts. So obviously coming into the open, we didn't get anything. We kind of just slowly started working down. There actually was a really good setup in here. This 4 hour gap tap with this 3 minute inversion. I didn't take this on my evals, and I really wanted to. It was just human error today, in all honesty. Like, kind of human error on Friday, human error today. I was on my practice account on this. I thought I was on my evals. I don't really have any like reason as to why. I don't really look at what account I'm on. When I'm trading, I don't look at my account balance or my P&L. I have it on full screen, so just I don't look at it. But you can see I'm flat on these accounts, but my practice account is up. And that was a realization I made after I closed the trade and everything. But I'm really not going to touch on it too much. It's not a big deal. I got the reps in. A win is a win. Trying not to talk about it so I don't get FOMO, but it was really just human mistake, human error. But this trade was good. You know, I said I wanted to be bearish, but we come in, we tap out, we tap into this 4 hour. We have SMT with ES at this point. So in the 4 hour, we have the SMT at the internal lows. We tap the 4 hour gap. Immediately after tapping the 4 hour gap, we leave this 3 minute. Big displacement through the 3 minute, through the 2 minute, through the 1 minute gaps. So on paper, my entry was on close, and then I was just targeting this 15 minute right here. Obviously, this hit TP. It was a great setup. I took it on paper. In all honesty, like, yes, I'm mad about it because I should have checked the accounts, but it was a bank holiday anyways. It's really just not a big deal. Like, I'm trying not to make it a big deal, and it really doesn't feel like one. So I missed the setup, big whoop. I still got the reps in, added to the book of confidence, but that was today. That was really the only setup that I would have seen today. The only other one would have been this 5 minute short right here. In all honesty, today was actually moving kind of clean. But we had this 5 minute inversion right here after tapping the 15. Could have just taken this, back down to the lows for a nice 1.6 R. But yeah, all in all, great day. Great day today. Great week last week. No trades today with it being the bank holiday, but last week was killer. Went 3 for 3, or I guess I went 3 for 4, but 3 for 3 on the winning days. So definitely a good week. Hopefully, we can get these done this week. I'm 2 days away from getting them done, so hopefully by the end of the week these will be finito, and I will be on XFAs. And the next video you guys will see from me is requesting a payout. So I will leave you guys with that. That's all I got for today, being a bank holiday. I'm just going to go kick it the rest of the day. Get ready for the rest of the week. We've got a good week. We've got FOMC, PMI, and unemployment claims, and a set of evals that's ready to get passed. So hopefully it yields to be a good week. Hopefully this week brings lots of opportunity to capitalize on, and plenty of opportunity to get these evals done. So I will leave you guys with that, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.